Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
It's almost 2025. We still starting the show off with snooze. Okay.
Yes.
That's not the song I want to hear when I'm tired in the morning, because that's exactly what I want to do, hit the snooze button.
Well, today is Joe Biden's birthday. Happy birthday to Joe Biden.
So you really trying to make me sleepy this morning.
It's Future birthday, too.
It's Future's birthday,
Okay,
too.
okay.
All right.
That's still codeine. Codeine make you sleepy, too.
Damn it, man. All right. Well, let's get in some front page news. Now, we usually don't do NBA scores till later on in the season, but the Cleveland Cavaliers lost their first game to the Celtics last night. Now, they were 15-0, so now they're 15-1. I think they're the second team to go undefeated like that. The first, of course, was the Warriors a couple of years ago. We all remember them when that team was crazy. So now is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So congratulations. Well, they lost, but congratulations for going that far.
Still a great start, Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Great start.
Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy hump day. MV, Charlamagne, and Jess. How y'all feeling? Y'all good?
What's up, Morgan?
Yep. All right, let's get into it. So as the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro wrapped up yesterday, President Biden spoke about the existential threat that is climate change, saying there's a lot more work that needs to be done. Let's hear from President Biden in Rio de Janeiro.
This is the single greatest existential threat to humanity if we do not deal with climate change. Our children, our great-grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren, their future is going to be determined by what we do in the next 4 to 6 years. When it comes to the adoption of clean energy, we've made remarkable progress together, but we all know we have so much more to do. We all know what it takes.
I have absolutely no faith in the world to do anything to fix this. Okay, you know there's a climate change clock, and there's 4 years, 244 days left to limit global warming.
Sheesh.
We're not going to make it.
Biden says the U.S. has fulfilled its pledge to contribute $11 billion a year in climate change financing to developing countries, and he promised another $4 billion over the next 3 years. So that's within your window, Charlamagne, to the World Bank International Development Association, an agency that assists the world's poorest nations. Can you help me? I'm poor, too. Meanwhile, more appointments and nominations are being made in the forthcoming Trump administration. Most recently, President-elect Donald Trump is nominating TV celebrity Dr. Oz to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The CMS oversees Medicare, Medicaid, Children's Health Insurance, and Healthcare.gov, which provide coverage to nearly half of all Americans. Dr. Oz posted on X that he looks forward to serving his country and to make America healthy again under the leadership of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has also been nominated to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Elsewhere, Trump is reportedly set to name transition co-chair Linda McMahon as the education secretary. Now, CNN reports that she was given the nod after Trump named his other transition co-chair, Howard Lutnick, to lead the Commerce Department. Now, McMahon directed the Small Business Administration during Trump's first term and is the former CEO of WWE. She founded with her husband, Vince McMahon, and she's also had 2 unsuccessful runs for U.S. Senate seat in Connecticut, losing in 2010 and 2012. Linda McMahon for Education Secretary. Elsewhere, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance says the Trump team is interviewing prospective FBI directors. That suggests plans to send current director Christopher Wray, on his way. Vance faced criticism on X for missing a Senate vote that approved a judicial nominee of President Biden. He responded on social media writing that he missed the vote because he was meeting with President Trump to interview multiple positions for our government, including for FBI director. Now, the position has a 10-year term, so Wray would typically be safe until 2027, but the president is able to remove the agency's head, so we'll see what happens with that. And lastly, the Senate Majority Leader is not giving President-elect Trump any assurances about his cabinet picks. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell is once again raising the issue of the Constitution's advice and consent clause. Let's hear those comments from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
He doesn't have Chuck Schumer audio.
Okay, so basically Chuck Schumer's audio says that they're going to go and do their due diligence as Congress is supposed to do. And there are no guarantees when it comes to any of these picks that Trump is putting forth. Now, Trump has put forth some of those nominees that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are questioning. McConnell said he expects the usual Senate confirmation process and strongly hinted that there will not be any recess appointments. So, again, Congress is going to continue to do its due diligence on both sides of the aisle when it comes to making the selections and these nominations. Just because Trump puts them up doesn't mean that they will be confirmed. Is essentially what is happening in regards to that. We got time for one more? No.
I can't wait to see who he picks for his FBI director. That's going to be amazing. What famous television cop is he going to pick to be the head of the FBI? Magnum PI? Like, who is he going to be?
He might go left. It might go Hulk Hogan.
Nah, it won't be Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has no experience being a cop or playing a cop.
What's the guy in Louisiana who always played a cop? I cannot think of his name, but he's he actually was a cop in Louisiana. He's an actor. You guys don't know?
I don't know who you're talking about.
No, me neither.
Oh man, he had a show and everything.
Is he black?
No, he's a white guy. Has a ponytail.
He ain't picked nobody black for his cabinet yet.
No, that's a whole nother thing. Oh man, well, we'll get into it.
All right. Well, that is front page news. We'll see you next hour.
Yeah.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Hey y'all. Hey, how y'all feeling? Y'all good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, in the last segment, really quickly, I tried to toss to Mitch McConnell audio and mistakenly mentioned Chuck Schumer. Not sure why I did that, but I meant to say Mitch McConnell. So, I own my mistakes. We were talking about potential FBI director picks, and the person I was thinking about was Steven Seagal. He hasn't been selected or anything like that. I just think that, maybe he would make, I don't know. He seems to fit the mold. Anyways, moving on. Moscow says Ukraine is beginning to fire U.S.-made missiles into Russia. Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh was asked about the report where President Biden gave Ukraine the okay to use U.S. weapons against Russia, and she also criticized Russia changing its recent changes to its nuclear doctrine. Let's hear more from Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh.
I don't have anything to announce or to confirm at this time. If we have more to share publicly, we will do so. It's the same irresponsible rhetoric that we've seen before, and that we've seen, frankly, for the past 2 years.
So Moscow said it shot down 5 U.S.-made missiles on Tuesday. It's the first time Ukraine has launched a strike on Russia since the U.S. reported its change in policy. Now, this comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin updated his country's nuclear doctrine. The Kremlin will now consider any aggression from a non-nuclear state that has help from a nuclear country as a joint attack.
Let me ask you a question. I also seen that they are giving some other devices, I guess, where it doesn't destroy trucks and tanks, but it destroys people as they walk on the detonators. And I was just curious because they said the U.S. had to sign off on using them. Why are they so public with the things that have to be signed off on? Because it's going to tell Russia what they're using next on them, right? Or am I wrong?
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, the fact that you're saying, hey, these are the next devices that we're essentially approving use for. Yes, it does give people essentially a heads up as to what's happening. I mean, I want to say,
and that's why they're able to shoot down some of the missiles. Clearly, like that's what Russia said yesterday. They shot down some of the missiles, the U.S. missiles that came from Ukraine. This is what I don't understand. Russia issued a nuclear threat. Why is that such a casual conversation? Why is that
scary? Why
is that not front page news everywhere? If a country issues a nuclear threat, and that's not even the first time Putin has done that, how come it's not more of a discussion? Have we become that numb to everything that we can just hear that and just brush by it and move on?
Nah, we're just waiting for Charlamagne to talk about it, because once Charlamagne talk about it, then it becomes a
that's not true.
No, I'm scared. I ain't waiting for Charlamagne to be scared. I'm scared. When they start talking nukes, there ain't nothing we can do about it. You can't hide from a nuke.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that people, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So being that we know there's nothing we can do about it, we just choose not to talk about it?
Yes.
That's stupid.
Stupid as hell. Stupid as hell.
It's horrible.
It's very dumb.
All right, so moving on. Accusations that FEMA aid was politicized during the hurricane season is the focus of a House hearing. The House Oversight Committee is listening to testimony from FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell after a FEMA official claimed relief workers were told to avoid homes with Trump signs. Let's hear more from FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell.
I was very concerned when I learned a FEMA employee had given instructions to a disaster survivor assistance team that were completely at odds with FEMA's mission. This employee wrote to about 11 staff members under her supervision that they should, quote, avoid homes advertising Trump, end quote.
All the aid was related, of course, to Hurricane Helene. So there is some truth to what you guys were saying when that whole situation was going down as to the fact that, some people aren't receiving the aid that they need. In other stories or
that's insanity, by the way. To keep aid away from a person just because
that's stupid
of who they choose to support politically, that's ridiculous. And I mean, like it don't matter if that person supported Trump or that person supported Kamala Harris. At the end of the day, if they needed aid after the hurricane, they should have got that aid.
Yes, they're human.
Like humanity should come before any political party.
Period. So LA is now a so-called sanctuary city. During Tuesday's vote, LA City Councilman Curran Price said it was not a difficult decision, and he argued protecting illegal immigrants in the incoming Trump administration pays tribute to the city's very name. Let's hear more from LA City Councilman Curran Price.
Given the re-election of Donald Trump and the consistent hate speech towards undocumented people and mixed status families, I can't think of a more pressing issue than this one today. The City of Angels must live up to its name. We must be angels to our undocumented neighbors, guaranteeing that they can live with stability and without the constant threat of deportation.
So this formally establishes a policy preventing the city from helping federal immigration officials with roundups or other actions aimed at illegal immigrants. It comes as, of course, the incoming Trump administration promises widespread roundups. The ordinance prevents LA from directly or indirectly sharing data, money, or workers with federal immigration officials. Now the bill goes to Mayor Karen Bass for her expected signature. The Republican Party says the ordinance is not needed. They insist President-elect Trump will only go after dangerous illegal immigrants. Now, New York is also putting its hat in the ring in regards to this. Mayor Eric Adams says families with children in kindergarten through 6th grade can now stay in their original shelter past the 60-day notice, making it easier for kids to keep attending the same schools and saving hundreds of thousands that would be spent on housing them. Now, the city also has established a centralized mail center to further ensure that migrants have access to critical legal information like updates on their asylum status or work authorization papers. Mayor Adams says the city has helped 42% of migrant families leave shelter systems in the last year and also, move on to create better lives for themselves. So we will continue to keep you posted on what's happening with the whole migrant immigration and mass deportation situation as the forthcoming Trump administration comes in. And lastly, speaking of New York and Trump, New York prosecutors are recommending pausing President-elect Trump's hush money case until he's out of office. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's office has proposed that the proceedings, including the November 26th sentencing, be postponed until Trump's term is over in 2029 due to constitutional issues. Prosecutors told Judge Juan Merchan that the sentencing of President-elect is unprecedented, noting the demands and obligations of a presidency. Merchan has the final say. Now, Trump's team calls this a victory, but the DA's office says they will fight his efforts to get his conviction tossed. Now, Trump was found guilty earlier this year of falsifying records to hide payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. So, yeah.
Hey, New York City, just throw the whole thing away.
I don't understand why they playing with that, man.
Cut it out.
Just stop it. We're going to wait 4 years.
Who we fooling?
Yeah, leave it alone.
Nothing's going to happen to Trump. And nobody, wants nobody wants that retribution that he made the living hanging over their head. He won the election. It is what it is. Cut ties, sever your losses, throw the whole case away. Come on.
I don't know why they playing.
Who we fooling, y'all?
Nope.
Who we fooling? Like, seriously. And if you push it back 4 years, that might give him more reason to stay. Okay?
But for 4 years, he gonna be on your ass for 4 years. Like, why play with him?
But it also might give him more reason to stay.
That's true.
He is the same person who told his voting base, just vote one more time, you'll never have to vote again. All right? Wink, wink. Okay? Mm-hmm. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all better listen, Uncle Charla. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media, MorgynMedia. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com. Thank y'all. Happy hump day.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.